Hello, my name is Joaquin. I teach math in high school at the American College of Sofia here in Sofia, Bulgaria. So we're gonna talk about educational technology now and how we define it, mostly how we define it. So I was looking for definitions of educational technology, and I found this definition in one of the sources that we have in the activity. And I like this definition a lot. Educational technology would be the study and ethical practice that facilitates learning and improve the performance by creating and managing appropriate technology tools. What I like about this definition is that it gives a general concept of technology, because in the last years people is tending to relate technology as a synonym of IT technology, all the technology that involves computer. But of course, technology is an activity that I would say that it's as old as human beings are. So I think mostly in these times, because of the pandemic, we realized that of course technology can be a very different word depending on which part of the world you are, or which kind of society you have, or which kind of community you have. This virus is affecting everybody in the world, but it's affecting in a very different way to different communities. So actually, when I started to teach here, I it was 1 year ago when I started to teach in general, and it was when the pandemic started. So of course, the discussion about technology and how to manage distance learning, it was a very urgent discussion every day. Here in the school, for example, we work with distance learning using mostly all the platforms from Google, which they are very easy. They are free to use, and we can use that because all the students have Chromebooks and they have access to the internet. But of course, that's not the case for everybody, all the students in the world. I would say that actually most of the students in the world doesn't have access to a computer or to internet. So of course we have to think about different concepts of technology, or different technologies that we can use to get to that students. For example, in the country I am from, in Bolivia, the pandemic, of course, hit it super hard, and the government get to the drastic decisions to cancel the school year, which of course is terrible for the society, because the government couldn't find the best way to run the distance learning or to manage this situation. Now it's in the south hemisphere is starting the new school year, so I hope the government and the society could find a way to do a distance learning in some way. I know that in other countries, for example, there's schools that are giving lessons by radio or by TV, which of course are other kind of technology. But of course, in terms of technology, we can talk about many other things too, just like whiteboards, or even uh, some kind of things that allows the students to learn, that doesn't imply not even electricity. And that's a discussion that actually we're having all the time here, because one of our purpose in distance learning is to keep the students away from screens as much as possible. So we're trying them to use different things that they have in their houses to develop projects and to learn by themselves by using that. So because of that, I was thinking about how we could define technology in general. Okay, not just thinking in IT technology. So I found interesting definitions, but by two contemporary thinkers. Mario Bunge, for example, says that the purpose of technology would be the search of useful truth. And I think the word useful is important because useful, something can be useful for one community, but it will be not useful for their other community, but because it depends on their environment and in their own culture. Okay. Another definition I found is that technology is an information system that connects humans with its environment, and this is what I was talking about. The environment, it's very important to see what is useful and what is a good technology and what is not. So my own definition of educational technology would be that it's a set of educational techniques adapted and applied to a specific society. Okay, so the way how I teach in a school like American College of Sofia in Sofia, Bulgaria, it it must be necessary different than a school in the, for example, in the highlands in Bolivia, in my home country, because the environment and the culture is different by itself. So well, this is one of the reasons why I choose to be a educational technology professional, because of course we are dealing with all of these problems, not just because of the pandemic, but because of the big gaps that are between different societies. So I think I was thinking that I really need to know more about how I think technology and how I implement technology. Thank you very much.